Hi, Elliot here. Welcome to the Power of Mysticism. Today we're going to be taking a look at a few of the symptoms of ascension. For starters, we're finding ourselves naturally just forming new habits, cultivating new habits, just sort of easily overnight in some cases, just shedding the old unhealthy habits. Our bodies are just longing and yearning for health. I found myself all of a sudden overnight practically having no interest in coffee. It didn't taste good to me anymore. I kind of had to grieve that loss because I've been a lover of coffee, drinking espresso without cream for decades. And there I was, just finding it not very palatable to the taste buds. That was right after I had a vision of coffee, and the vision really showed the cup of coffee as being, I'll just say, poisonous. It was really a scary cup of coffee. And so I think a lot of people are also giving up alcohol. At about the same time I lost interest in coffee, I found myself not really liking the taste of beer anymore. I mean, I'm talking about the expensive beers. I've always had a very picky, finicky taste for the good beers and not much interest in the cheap beers. And I no longer like those top shelf beers, so to speak. So for a while now, it's been at least a couple months since I had a beer. And we also have been, we've also been thirsting for authenticity. And I find this very exciting because I feel like it's going to save us possibly from the world becoming all AI and all robots. Because, of course, if you read a book that was written by AI, it's not going to have a soul. It's not going to really have that human fingerprints all over it. And people are not going to like that anymore. They're going to get tired of it right away. So that's just one example of how our thirst for authenticity is going to really return us to humanity. It's probably just part of the entire umbrella of wanting to be more fully human, of wanting to experience life more fully. Those are the overarching desires that are just showing up like never before, that are just really on their own, without our thinking about it. All of these symptoms are things that have just been popping up, and I've been noticing. And I've been noticing them also in other people. I've been having conversations where I've discovered I'm not the only one. So I think the circle of people who are saying no to alcohol is really expanding right now. And the thirst for authenticity, maybe that's just at its beginning point, and it's going to be really expanding. That's going to be like yeast in the bread. The other things that are happening are the release, the diminishment of the need to be right. In fact, not only diminishment for many of us, it's just entirely disappearing. There's no interest in who's right and who's wrong. It's just totally boring. So instead, we're just interested in growing and beholding the goodness, the beauty, the harmony. There are just 1,000 things that are of a higher vibe nature that are so much more interesting. And of course, noticing beauty and being grateful for the gift of life, all of those are really tied more to humility. While on the other hand, the need to be right is really all about self-righteousness. So as the ego disappears, there's no need to be right. That's really an ego's game. And there's room for more humility to come in without being, resisted or denied or whatever pushed away by the ego. And the humility is much better soil, for sure. So that really helps us with the continued evolution, the continued uplift. It's just one of the symptoms of our ascension. And finally, I'm noticing that being certain, having certainty about the truth, metaphysical truths, such as having more certainty about the divinity within us, letting that go transition from perhaps for decades for you, it's certainly for me for a long time, I think it may have been more a theoretical, conceptual notion that I believed, but now it's beyond belief. Now it's embodiment. So that's the transition that we're going through with truths. We are knowing them within. We are experiencing them and feeling them within. I think that might be tied to this being the age of the divine feminine. So the feminine is becoming more prominent, more experiential, and ideally, if you ask me, we all need to be 100% masculine and 100% feminine. I find the 50-50 balance not very interesting. So that's all I have for you today, and I look forward to the next one.